So what is GTD? GTD in the simplest term is a personal productivity system that allows you to accomplish whatever that you want to do in a stress-free and efficient manner using a very comprehensive system of lists, calendars, and reminders. Now, this was designed by David Allen. I've been using it for last 12 to 14 years. and the way it is different is that it does not use the 24 hours in your day and how efficiently you can use them, but more in terms of how does your brain work when it comes to time is concerned. And in this video, I'm going to try and explain it to you exactly what I mean by that, and also give you the framework of GTD. How does it resolve it? So to start with, let's look. Let's do a thought experiment. Imagine you have got a list of 10 things that you want to accomplish today, and you are on a roll and you're able to finish all those 10 things. How do you feel? I'm sure you feel great about yourself. So what next? Now, if you're like me, tomorrow you probably are going to create another list, which will probably have more than 10 items. And if it's your boss who's observing you working so efficiently, he probably is going to put more things on your list. Does it ever end? You and I, we both know that it never ends. It's a continuous cycle. And as long as we live, there will be always more things to do than we will have time for. And we have accepted that. So that is not the place, or that is not the reason that we actually have stress in our lives. The stress comes from the place where we make a commitment to do something, but we either fail to accomplish it or we don't do it. And your mind comes into the picture and it's always trying to remind you until you have accomplished that task. And it could be something that needs to be done today, tomorrow, maybe a week later, or someday. But because it's there on your mind doesn't understand this concept, and it will constantly keep reminding you until and unless it is resolved. So how does this work? Let's do another experiment. Just imagine that you have agreed to meet somebody at a restaurant at 3 o'clock on Monday afternoon. You get there on time, but your party doesn't come until 3:15. And finally, they don't come at all. How do you feel? I'm sure you feel frustrated, you feel angry, and you feel betrayed. The trust is broken. Now, when you make a commitment to yourself to do something on a certain day and you don't do it, your mind works exactly in the same way, and you feel that you have broken your own trust and you have betrayed yourself. And that is the cause of stress. Now imagine how many things that you have, how many things that are there on your mind that you have decided to do or just said, yes, I'm going to do it someday, that are sitting on your mind. A study shows that at any given point of time, an average person will have more than 100 to 150 items on his mind. And this is what happens, that when your mind is constantly reminding you at the most inappropriate times what you need to be doing, that distracts you. And I'm sure you have experienced that because when you are working hard at work, at the back of your mind is reminding you that you are ignoring your family. And then you rush back home and you are trying to spend time with your family, and your mind is again trying to remind you all those things which are left undone at the office. Right? And this causes a lot of stress and you are not present there. So what is the solution? Solution is to resolve this dilemma or resolve this act of your brain trying to remind you all the time. Another experiment. I'm sure you have experienced this. that if you have got a project or something to do which has got too many moving parts and you are not able to wrap your head around it, what is it that you do? You said, okay, fine. You know what? Let me just remove the clutter and create a list of what all things that need to do. You sit down and make a list of all the things that needs to be done. And suddenly you feel a little relaxed. You said, oh, okay, now at least I know the size of this monster. And then now I can address every part of it one by one. Okay? Now this is something that we do only when we are in a state of crisis, or when we are too stressed and when we focus on one single part of something that needs to be done. Now just imagine if you were to practice this methodology for everything that you need to do in your life, either today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, or someday. So GTD is a system that allows you to capture all those things on your mind which are calling for your attention and catalogs it in a systematic manner so that they pop up or you are able to retrieve them as and when they mature. Using a system of lists and reminders and calendars, you're able to retrieve them. It's actually like an external brain that you have got which stores all these things, all your to-dos and all your open loops into a system outside of your brain. And that leaves your mind just to focus on what you need to do right now in this moment. So your assignment for this particular video is to sit down and do a mind sweep exercise where you sit down and write down every single thing that is asking for your attention, which is sitting on your mind, right? Don't worry about it. Like I said, for an average person, this number of open loops or unfinished items or things on your mind can go all the way up to 100. So if you have got any number less than 100, you are doing just fine, right? So do that, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye.